Yes, people, welcome back to Normski TV, the What's Going On podcast. We're here again. It's going to be a great show. Got some great people coming on. Kofi's already waiting in the back room, just waiting for Dave. He's just coming home from his football. So he should be with us within the next sort of 10 minutes or so. But yeah, we're going live now, and we've got lots to talk about. The weekend that's gone. If you're new, please like, subscribe, and share to the channel. We're on our way to 200 subscribers. I want to thank those that have subscribed in the past. Really appreciate that. Great interaction in the last chat that we had. Absolutely fantastic. I think Kofi's got a lot to say. Listen. Well, when he comes on, I'm hoping that he's calmed down, but he was spitting fire on Sunday. Today, the theme is well. I didn't see that coming. Yeah, that's the theme. You'll work with me, people. Work with me as we go into the show. And listen, it's going to be a great one. Hopefully, we're going to have a guest on, a Man United fan. Listen to his voicemail that Dave sent me. And mate, he weren't too happy. So I want to hear his views concerning Ollie at the wheel and what's going on with Man United. Again, well, didn't see that coming. But you'll see what I'm talking about when we come to that. But listen, we're going to go into the show. I'm going to welcome my padre, Mr. Kofi Asedu. I must say that right, Kofi. What are you saying, brother?
Yes,
how you doing, man? How's life? How's life?
Yeah, doing well. Just had a little bit of time to reflect over the weekend.
Yeah.
And just getting back to some normality.
Getting back to some normality. Well, listen, look, I don't want to go too much into it until Dave comes on. I'm sure he's going to be putting his 2 bobs worth, you know what I mean? So hopefully he will be with us in not too distant future. But yeah, so the weekend, it's been what I call for Arsenal anyway, a great weekend. Not gonna lie, it's just been, it's just been. Well, listen, we've got somebody waiting in the green room, and I didn't know that his surname was Ollie Out, but you'd have to explain that when he comes on. Yeah, so you know what? I'm going to bring him on now. Yeah, I want you to welcome Mr. Ches to the stream. Ches, Ollie Out. What are you saying, Ches?
Hear me properly?
Yeah, man, I can hear you clear, man. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, well, sorry about the timing. I was a bit late this morning.
No, it's absolutely fine, man. Listen, you know it goes when it comes to time. But it is what it is. But listen, David will be on soon. Listen, guys, it's been a strange but wonderful weekend for Arsenal. That's all I've got to say. And Ches Ollie Out. I didn't know that was your surname, Ches.
You know what? It should have been my surname about 2 years ago.
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely my surname now.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get into that. Thank you. Listen, great having you on the show. I listened to your I listened to your voice note from Dave, and I thought, you know what, this guy has got some passion. And as always, the missus likes to come on. Don't get too happy, Normski. So that's the first comment. Don't get too happy. But listen, man, I've got to be happy because listen, in 12 days' time, I might not be smiling like this because we've got Liverpool away, mate. But listen, the theme of this show is well, I didn't see that coming. And the reason why I've gone with well, I didn't see that coming because one, we're going to deal, obviously, firstly, want to deal with Man United because after the disaster against Man City, boy, I don't know what to say because I would have thought that the board would have acted now. It's quite strange why they think that, at the moment, Ollie's gone away on holiday. I think he's gone back to Norway. I don't know if they've sent him away with a one-way ticket. But, listen, I would have thought by now the axe would have come down. But obviously, it doesn't look like at the moment. So we'll see what happens. And then we're going to deal with the Liverpool situation. 49-49 undefeated. 49-49 I
Slow down.
49-49 undefeated. We're doing it the Arsenal way. Calvin, welcome. Dean Smith shouldn't have got the sack. How on earth could he be replaced with Jack Grealish? Listen, the sack race has gone on. 5 clubs have ended up sacking their managers. Norwich, Tottenham, Aston Villa, Newcastle. Who's the 5th one? Can somebody remind me? There's one more. Can't remember who it is. Did I say Norwich? I can't remember who the one. If you know who the 5th one is, put it in the chat. But Man United have not acted. That is crazy. Man United have not acted, and it just absolutely baffles me. And the 3rd one is obviously dealing with Man United, not Man United, Chelsea, Burnley at home. Didn't see that coming either. I thought that Chelsea were going to win that game, but they ended up drawing that game 1-1. Liverpool losing 3-1 to West Ham. What a job that David Moyes is doing right now.
3-2 to be correct.
3. Okay, 3-2. let's have it right. 3-2. Saying all of that, yeah, I just want to put a question to Ches. Ches, listen, I know Moyes was in charge of a club a couple of seasons ago, 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago. Do you think the way what he's doing with West Ham, do you think he could do a better job with Man U, with this side that you've got now? Is it something that you reckon that he could do better?
To be honest, anybody can do better than what Ollie's doing at the moment. Anybody can do. With me and the David Moyes argument, I think I never like to look back, for one. And I think it was, what are we? It's 7 years ago, right? That David Moyes. And I think at the time, he just wasn't the right for us, which was understandable. Now, if we had a David Moyes type manager in, it's 10 times better, 100 times better than what Ollie's doing. So the answer is yes, I guess. But what he's doing with West Ham is amazing, absolutely amazing. The fact that they turned Liverpool over the way they turned Liverpool over as well was absolutely amazing. And I'm sitting with another Chelsea fan, one of Dave's friends. To be honest, I think that Man United can't top 4 because of teams like West Ham and potentially. So yeah, hats off to David Moyes. I'll definitely take him. I wouldn't take him, but I'll take a manager like him. I think, yeah, he could do a better job than.
Yeah, I mean, I do think he's definitely got a balanced side there, from defence through to midfield, and through to attacking. With what he's done with Antonio, I mean, absolutely amazing. Absolutely bullied your back 4, Kofi. Gosh, I mean, it was just great to watch, and we will come on to the way you guys performed, and what really went wrong, in that game. I mean, but I think the main thing is I thank David Moyes for stopping you guys from going the season unbeaten. I know it was very early, but it's a very hard feat to do. Do you know what I mean? So Watford has done it. Now West Ham. And they both got in common. They both start with W, so fantastic. Okay, another chat here. With Ollie at Man United, that's what Daniel Levy went. So let's read this properly. With Ollie at Man United, that's why Daniel Levy went quickly for Conte to save his own neck with a Spurs fan. Yeah, and I mean, talking about Antonio Conte and the situation with Spurs, again, didn't see that coming. I would have thought they would have had a bit of a manager bounce there, but they go away to Everton, struggling Everton, and end up with a draw. No shots on target. Absolutely, you would expect a manager bounce, new manager bounce. Didn't see that. They played a pub team in the Europa Conference League. Ended up nearly drawing the game. I suppose my question is do you think with Conte coming in, have we got to be worried with him taking over Spurs? What are your thoughts there, Ches?
I think so. I think the reason why you have a new manager bounce yet because Nuno had them so poorly set up and so poorly ran. It's just the same. I'm going to compare it to Man United. When Ollie leaves, whoever comes, you're not going to see a new manager bounce straight away because you're going to either be playing the same team that Nuno was playing in the first place. And those guys, they're unmotivated anyway. They're demoralised. They've been, it's a massive roundabout. Nuno wasn't even there for that. So Conte's got to come in and he's got to really implement his style. He's got to really work with these players. He's got to get Kane up and running. Even if Kane doesn't want to be there, he's going to be there for the rest of the season. And, from interviews I've seen Kane have, he wants to, he wants achievement. He wants to score goals. And there's only so much wanting to leave a club that's going to make you not do what you do best, which is score goals. So he needs to get those players up and running. Players like Son. Son's recently signed a new contract.
Yeah.
He's going to want to kick on. He's either going to want to leave one day, so he needs to be in great form, so a club will want to come and pick him up and Tottenham good money for that, or he's going to want to implement what he does best at Tottenham now under a great manager like Conte. So I think I'm not massively surprised that you haven't seen a bounce, but I think that week on week they're going to get better. It's an international break as well. Time to get used to the players that have not gone away on international duty. And then players who have gone away on international duty to Conte, and I think now you're going to start seeing them really kick on.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried. I mean, Kofi, I think you said it last time that you think probably come January with Man City, they do need a striker. Do you think there's a chance, even though now that Conte has come, do you think Kane has changed his mind, or do you think that there's still a chance that he may go to Man City in January?
I definitely think that Conte is definitely going to get Kane on side. He needs to right now because he needs to get Kane to decide what he really wants and to then decide where he wants to go with the team. And I feel he will get the backing from Kane to definitely continue to pursue the Spurs career and to help the team to be successful. So it's one of those crossroads that both Kane and especially for Kane, he needs to make a decision. And even though his ideal dream would have been to leave and go to Man City for the benefit of the club and for his own personal confidence, he should continue and help the club to go to better things.
So you think now that the goalposts have moved now, do you think he will stay?
Yeah, I think he has to stay.
Okay, Klopp is a top manager, but I'm assuming VVD ain't fully there yet after injury. I'm assuming he's talking about Virgil van Dijk, and TTA can be a weak link. Terence, is that Trent Alexander? Yeah. Look, there are questions. It says, just let me read the rest of it, because it can be a weak link if he's by diagonal passing by the opponents, which Sam Allardyce sussed out last season with West Bromwich Albion. Calvin now's got a point there with regards to that, because Trent going forward is fantastic, but his defensive side of it is a bit suspect. And I don't know if you would agree, Kofi. If you look at Trent Alexander compared to Reece James, I was talking with somebody else, and they were saying they feel that Trent is a better attacking defender or wing back, what you want to call it, as opposed to Reece James. He's all-round game. He's got a better all-round game. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean that's why Reece gets the backing of England coach because his all-round game is slightly better than Trent's, and first of all, defensively, you need to be sound before you go forward into attack. So he gets ahead of Trent because of that, and you can see that he's also improving in his attacking game, so scoring goals, and he's becoming a better provider as well. So
yeah, Robertson is having a mare of a season. Would you agree with that?
He hasn't had a great start. Tsimikas has come in and he's done really well. To be honest, on Sunday I would have played Tsimikas. Primarily because Robertson, he probably needed to be rested after the Atletico game. to be honest.
Right. Yeah, hear that. Well, listen, we're still waiting for Dave. I don't know what he's doing. He said he was going to have his dinner. That he's probably enjoying his jollof rice. But hopefully he will be with us shortly. But listen, let's carry on the conversation. And you know, I like looking at the form table. You know, I mean, and as I say, I always like to take a freeze frame of the form table, and it has changed considerably from the last time, Kofi, we spoke. And would you believe it? I mean, you may have looked at it, you may have not. But who do you think is top of the form table as we speak now?
You guys.
No. Chess?
Who's top on the actual
form table? Form table.
Form table.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
West Ham.
Oh yeah, I just got that just got whispered into my ear as well. West Ham.
Yeah, like you know it.
No, I'm not shocked. Sorry, I should have guessed.
West Ham. Yeah. Just agreeing it here. Latoya, welcome to the chat, Latoya. West Ham. 2 weeks consistently now. We're consistent Arsenal. Second again with 14 points. We win again. Hard-fought win against Watford, but we dealt with it and we done it. Don't know what Aubameyang was doing, but listen, we'll talk about that. Chelsea have moved down to third. They were in first place. They've now dropped to third with 13 points. Yeah. Man City have dropped down to fourth with 13 points. And Kofi's probably wondering why I've not mentioned Liverpool yet. Right. I'm going to add Davies. It looks like David's coming in. And Leah's giving a cheer for Arsenal being second. Dave is coming on with his smugness. He's probably just eating his jollof rice and everything. So let's bring Mr. Dave Tuchel Chelsea in. Yo, what you saying, brother?
Hey guys, good to see everyone. It's good to see my good friends on here, and you know, it's good to see Ollie still at the wheel. That's what I've got to say.
I said this.
Why is that the first thing you have to say? It's because I'm here. It's my debut, right? The first thing you have to say, Ollie, sit at the wheel.
Just a warm welcome to Ches and Mr. Ollie at the wheel. Thank you very much.
Okay, let me just read this. With Ollie at the elm, Gunners Spurs has got a chance for top 4 and 5, and I think Ches is gonna agree with that. West Ham are raging hard. They need another striker, though. Absolutely agree with that. You know, with them playing Europa League, if they lose Antonio, their squad is not as deep. So they do need to probably buy in January. And if they do that, you just never know. But just as I say, Dave, just to let you know, you've dropped to third place in the form table, even though you're top of the league. West Ham usually drop off. True. But right now, boy, I don't know what Dave is giving them. And I'm talking about Dave Moyes. I don't know what he's done to them, but they are playing well. Totally balanced side from back to front. Do you know what I mean? The way their midfield dealt with Liverpool's midfield. That's all I've got to say, but we'll come on to that. Kofi, you're still waiting for where you are on the form table. Where do you think you are on the form table, Kofi?
I'm thinking about mid-table at the moment.
I want to tell you where you are. You're 8th place. Right?
Yeah, I expected
with
that.
9 points.
I expected that.
Now, in your last conversation that we had, you said that Liverpool need to improve with regards to their defense and shipping goals.
Yeah, definitely.
What is going on? Tell us what happened. Please tell us.
It's been absolutely diabolical that we haven't addressed some of these finer detail issues, which seem to be so blatant right now. You know, in the game against West Ham, you've got to kind of just be clever with, you know, how we set out and stopping those runs from, you know, especially from Antonio. You got to kind of back off a little bit. You can't allow him to have so much space to run into, and, you know, balls going over the top, and the midfield just weren't there to close down situations.
Well, listen, there was one point where you opened up like the Red Sea. Yeah. Not only that, your back line was, you know, when you're playing against West Ham, they've got their counter-attacking side, and literally the amount of time they counter-attacked you, they could have probably won that game 4-1, 4-2. And I'm not exaggerating, mate. Absolutely,
it was terrible, and, you know, Klopp needs to sometimes change formations. He can't just continue play the 4-3-3 in every game. I know it's something that, 85% of the time it's been working, but in some games you need to change it around.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he changes his tactics. It just seems he only knows one way of playing.
And the first goal, that was a foul on Alisson.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't care what everybody's going to say on this.
Okay.
Because
we're going to get the thoughts. We're going to get
Let me come in. Let me give you an example. There was a game last season where we played Man United at Anfield, and they called a foul on De Gea because he was obstructed. Now, I don't care what anybody says after what I'm going to say, but you watch that.
Oh,
you watch that
game today, bro.
And you tell me that wasn't a foul on Alisson. That was a blatant foul because Alisson had no room to even punch. The guy was backing into him as he was jumping.
Okay, I'm gonna go to put it in the chat, guys. If you think that was a foul on Alisson, personally speaking, I didn't think it was a foul. David, what are your thoughts on that? Just before you give your thoughts, Klopp only knows one way to play. I agree, Kofi. He needs a plan B. How could we be undone by that set of players? I'm assuming that's what Jay is saying.
Yeah,
David,
no chance was it. No chance was it a foul. No chance.
Come on, David. Look at how the guy was jumping back into Alisson, and he had no way of even punching the ball.
I think
honestly,
it was a poor goalkeeping. Yeah, it was a poor goalkeeping. It would have been so soft if that was given as a foul. And I think, I mean, obviously you guys lost the game, so you're gonna want it to have been a foul that early on in the game. But I just think it was poor goalkeeping.
Yeah, definitely poor goalkeeping. And I think that, again, look, it's not at Anfield. It's not Anfield against the Klopp. So, the decisions don't go for them when it's not at Anfield.
He's blatantly obstructing the keeper.
Kofi, there was no foul in that whatsoever.
David, David, if you have time, I want you to go and look back at the game, Liverpool against United last season, and De Gea's foul. And Firmino was right in front of him, but Firmino didn't do anything. And they called a foul on Firmino.
That's soft. It's a soft foul. That's what
exactly.
If that was a foul on Alisson, it would have been a soft foul. You could argue it both ways.
So maybe the referee got it wrong against the United game, but that's not a foul, Kofi. There was minimal contact.
Minimal
and I think
contact. He jumped and he backed himself into Alisson.
Okay,
and he's a big guy.
I think overall West Ham deserved to win the game.
They deserve to win. I get that. I really get that. But, that was a foul. It probably should have been a draw.
Yeah, and I don't think Klopp should always play 4-3-3. Look, you're playing up against a West Ham, informed West Ham team. You've got to play 3 at the back. Trent does not defend. He doesn't know how to defend. If I was Klopp, I would have played 3 solid at the back, and I would have played Trent and the left back as wing backs. That's what I would have done because Trent does not come back. If you look at, was it the last goal that West Ham scored? Trent was well out of position.
Absolutely.
Your shape of the back four was
and the keeper should have done better as well. The keeper should have done better as well.
To be honest, I get what you're saying in that situation, but we're chasing the game. We need a goal. And, obviously Trent is that type of person that he's going to try and push forward even further.
But how many times are we going to be talking about Trent can't defend and he's still not changing the game? Like, it's basic football. The guy is not a right back. He's not a defender. He's better off playing either as a wing back or probably in the middle of the park. He's just. But
you're right in what you're saying. You're right in what you're saying. But then I also think that Klopp needs to also address this situation, and if he really wants Trent to push forward, then he needs to have a proper right back that will cover that position.
No, I'm just saying play 3 at the back. That's what I think you should be doing.
So your Trent plays as a wing back.
Yeah,
you're saying. Yeah, because for that, as I said, for that third goal, he was nowhere to be seen. I mean, the keeper should have done better as well. But I couldn't believe.
Sorry, it was the second goal. Sorry, the second goal. The third goal was Zuma's header. Yeah, the second goal. Sorry.
Yeah, I know, but he was. Yeah, but the third.
But even that as well.
Even that as well. There was nobody picking up. Nobody was picking up. Latoya said, I agree with Kofi. She thinks it was a foul. Latoya thinks it was a foul. Jay's saying it was poor goalkeeping because it was a foul. Well, it was poor goal. Well, you're sitting on the fence here. It was poor goalkeeping because it was a foul. So what are you saying? If you can explain this.
Can I just go back? Can I just go back to last week when we asked the question, like, you know, who's going to win the league and whatever, and, you know, who's in form and stuff like that. You know, at times it does hurt me and it bothers me to have to say that I think that I was right. Because last week I said Liverpool always leak goals and they can't defend. Yes, it's great they've got Mane and Salah, but you've got to defend first. You know, all of us are playing football out here. We know what it's all about. You've got to start by brushing up your defence and then you work your way up. But Liverpool, for some bizarre reason, feel that they can try and outscore teams, but you've got to set up correctly, you know? And I don't feel that Klopp does that. I don't know if he's stubborn. I don't know, but he needs to change it up, honestly.
There was a debate which I was watching earlier yesterday, and I feel that Klopp is getting a little bit subdued because he hasn't really had the funds to address some of these issues, and the board are not putting up the money, so he doesn't really feel as if he can strengthen any more than, you know, what he has to work with.
Yeah, I agree, and I also feel like Liverpool and Klopp are becoming very naive. You turn up to inform West Ham and you don't try and change anything, or you think you can just go. You don't really work on your formation. You should have had that three in the bag. Should have had those two wing backs. You should have really put a lot of thought into the game. It's almost like you just turn up there and say, we're Liverpool. We're going to play the way we played the last couple of seasons. And this is West Ham. We're just going to beat them. And then because they got such an early goal, it was just a shock to the system. And then they're chasing their tails for the rest of the 90 minutes. So, and also set pieces. It wasn't amazing. So
that's where I think that, you know, I feel for Origi because sometimes, like, he can be effective in some games where you need a taller man, you need a bigger man in there, and change it up a bit. You don't always need to play the 4-3-3 where you got smaller guys. You're playing against big guys in their defense as well. You know, they're stronger guys. So, you know, you could have played him in that game, given someone else a decent rest, and, you know, would have been a little bit more difficult for West Ham in certain situations.
Can I just go back to this? I think Calvin put this in. I think Big D, welcome Big D to the chat, man. This was concerning Ronaldo going to PSG, being sold to PSG, and I know Kofi, you had some concerns and thoughts about this, Ronaldo, and I don't know if you've replaced that kind of player that's got that energy, because especially in midfield, you know, when I looked at what happened in that midfield, the way Declan Rice, guys, I don't know if you actually saw the game. Unbelievable. If you look at his stats in terms of interception and tackles, that guy went for 90 minutes of that game. Now, if you had someone like a Ronaldo, would it have been a different game? I mean, Kofi, your thoughts on that? The fact that, you know, he's ended up going to PSG. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I was sad that Wijnaldum had to leave, and I totally agree with the last comment. They should have given him the money that he was asking for. He wasn't asking for such a big deal, but, you know, at least recognize the work that he's actually put in to, you know, stabilize that midfield, because we are all over the place. And I've always said that Wijnaldum's ball retention is one of the best in the league, you know, and you need somebody in that position, especially in games like this.
Yeah, again, Klopp needs to replace Robertson with Timiasas, if I can say his name. Going into the Christmas season of games, Robertson looks washed right now. You agree with that?
I mean, Robertson, season after season, has played a lot, and you need to give others a chance, really.
Yeah.
I just think it's just basics. They can't defend. Their wing backs, both of them can't defend. Good at going forward, but defensively,
they're just saying they ain't saying it. And, you know, you've only got to look, I mean, at your goals against compared to Chelsea's 11. You've shipped how many goals in the last games? Is it 5 goals in the last 2 games?
Yeah, something like that,
or something like that. So your goals against, your score. I think you've outscored. Just looking at that, I think you're the top scorers with 31, and behind is Chelsea second with 27. But then when you look at Chelsea's, after conceding that goal against Burnley, they've got a goal against of 4. So defensively, they're a lot better. They're a much tighter unit. And personally speaking, I'm going to ask this question before we move on to the Chelsea, and we really want to touch on the Man United as well. But just going back to the Liverpool situation, do you think with the defense that you've got, Kofi, I think it was said in the chat that Virgil van Dijk probably lost a little bit of pace after that injury. He struggled against Antonio on Sunday. Was it Sunday they played? Yeah. Do you think with that defense, the way you're shipping goals, do you think? I'm not saying you'll probably end up being in the top 4, but I don't think you will win the league with that. And I know you were saying that if your team, starts to recognize their defensive issues, that hopefully they'll push on come the new year. But then saying that you're going to lose the likes of Mane, Mo Salah, and that, so you're going to lose your goals. But you need to sort out your defense, because if you go in with that defense, you ain't going to win the league. It's simple as. I don't know what your thoughts are on that before we move on to Chelsea.
Yeah. I agree. Van Dijk is never going to be the same after coming back from a huge injury, and he probably could defend a lot better in some situations. I've seen some games where he just hasn't been as switched on, and he's actually come well out of position when he didn't really need to be in certain situations.
Yeah. Okay, listen. At the end of the day, as I said, well, I didn't see that coming. Yeah, West Ham 3, Liverpool 2. I was just about to say 1. I got a little bit shaky when Origi got that second goal. I was thinking, oh no, here we go.
Yeah.
But as I said, let me just sing this song again. 49, undefeated. 49.
You know what? Have your moment, because a couple of weeks.
Listen. Let's move on. Let's move on to Chelsea. Yeah, let's move on to Chelsea.
Wait, hold on, Coke. What do you think is going to happen in a couple of weeks? Do you think you're going to go to? They're going to come to you and lose, or?
Oh yeah, we're going to come back from this defeat, and we're going to get back on the trail. So
all right. The podcast after that game. All right, that's good.
I'll tell you what. I am very worried with that game, because normally when Liverpool lose, they come back with vengeance. And Arsenal, listen, look, we've done quite well. As I said, we're second in the full table. We've been consistent for 2 weeks. Dave, don't shake your head, man. Come on, man.
What are we looking at? We're looking at an imaginary table.
Listen, oh my God. All I said is that we're second in the form table. That's all I said.
You know what, guys? Let Norms have this time to when they were bottom in the clay.
Yeah,
they weren't smiling.
No, that's true.
Let me have my time, bro. But you can't lie. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna come on to Arsenal. But everybody in the chat and on this What's Going On podcast, man. Come on, you've got to beat it up to Arsenal, man. Yeah. Trust the process. Come on, trust the process.
So wait, are you Arteta
out? No, I'm very much. The jury's still out on him, and that's it.
Okay.
I'm not sitting on the fence. On the fence. Jury's still out on him. Yeah, jury's still out on him. Yeah. Oh, hold on. TT at Chelsea, I think he's still wrong about Tammy Abrahams, who scores more goals than Timo Werner.
He's not wrong with. He's not. Trust me, he's not wrong with that one. He's not wrong. Yeah. Look, when you watch Tammy Abraham week in, week out, the amount of times you punch your pillow is probably lose count. Honestly. I'm telling you this.
You were saying that he shouldn't be starting in the team. Tammy, I remember last season you were saying a lot about Tammy that he shouldn't be in the team.
As you flip
Yeah, that's what I'm
flopping.
saying. I
Yeah,
was
so
not a
what
fan
are you
of Tammy
saying? Are
Abraham.
you
I don't
saying
think-
Timo Werner? Are you saying Timo Werner is better
You
than
know what it
Tammy?
is? Werner, all right, cool. Werner can miss some sitters, but Werner does work, you know, and he gets in and amongst. Do you know what I mean? He'll make runs in the channels, you know, he'll square balls. His runs can create space, especially for like Lukaku and stuff like that. Like his work rate is, you know, is up there. So honestly, Tammy Abraham is an out and out striker. Do you know what I mean? Werner isn't. Werner is the sort of guy that will come short, pick it up, run in the channels. You know, he's just a menace. Do you know what I mean? And I think that he does his role well. I just want to see Lukaku get his
Yeah.
shooting boots on again, because I think
Yeah.
that duo will work if Lukaku starts scoring. But nah, Tammy, nah.
So Dave, are you disagreeing with what Calvin said in the chat about?
Yeah, 100%. I think Tammy's better off in Italy, in Serie A, 100%. I think that Tammy just he's not a youngster anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like Tammy's not a youth player anymore. He's had time to develop. He's had time to adapt. I just think that he just wasn't good enough. So I think it was the right decision for him to basically for us to sell him. The one person who I think that we should never have sold is Fikayo Tomori. I think that Tomori is
He's
a bad
doing well,
ball player. I think
Absolutely
he's
doing well
got
in Italy.
speed, he's got awareness, agility. Do you know what I mean? His brain is switched on. Like he's such a good all-round centre back, and for me, he's the one player that I think we should have kept hold of, and we could get it because you know he continues to do well in AC Milan. I can see like a Man City, you know, getting him, or or even a Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no,
I can see something like that.
he's pulling up. Has he been picked for the England? I can't remember.
He
He's
has.
been called-
No.
called up.
Wait, Tomori wasn't. No, I don't know why.
Okay.
Maguire was. Tomori wasn't.
Listen, bro. Listen? Ben White. I know Ben White had his issues at the start of the season, but come on, Maguire. Can somebody listen? Oh, bro.
I'm leaving this to Ches because, boy.
Yeah,
let me sum
Maguire
Maguire up for you. This is what Maguire does. Yeah, okay. He walks onto the pitch, he looks at the fans, and gives them a clap. That's what he does, and that's you're supposed to be a captain, right? You're supposed to be the captain of Manchester United, and you walk on the pitch and you look at the fans and give them a clap, and that's the best you do all game. It's the best you do. Honestly,
listen.
I don't understand.
Ches, let me just say this to you, yeah. He's the most expensive cheerleader that you've bought.
Yeah. Exactly.
80 million pounds cheerleading.
But at least cheerleaders look good at what they're doing. That's the thing. Maguire doesn't, and I'm not just saying it now just to just for jokes. But when he's on the ball, my heart stops until he releases the ball, because that's how many mistakes he's making. He has this problem where he stays on the ball. I could go through a whole paragraph of what I've written down about Maguire.
Yeah.
He stays on the ball for far too long. He takes the ball out to the byline for no reason. He will then turn to look up the pitch and kick it out, or just kick it up the pitch to nobody, because we don't have wingers on the pitch right now. Right now, the formation that Ollie's trying to play is absolutely ridiculous. But Maguire will hold on to the ball far too long and just kick it out the pitch for no reason. He will lose the ball. Him and Luke Shaw are running into each other. I think they're both, him and Luke Shaw together, because they're also playing on the same side of the pitch, they both just had enough. And they've had enough of themselves, because they can't get any better than they are at the moment.
They've had enough of themselves.
They're fed up with them, because, to be honest, I put everything down to the coaching. I put it down to our manager. I put it down to the coaches, all of the backroom staff, because our defenders have been put in this position where the game is played in our box. The game is played in Manchester United's half. It's played in Manchester United's box, and they've got so much to do that the night before the game, they are getting an extra hour's sleep because they're working extra hard tomorrow. They're working harder than everybody else.
Yeah. Let me just go to this comment here, Let me just go to this comment here. It goes, come Christmas, I'm talking about team depth and everything like that. Come Christmas, we're going to see who knows how to use their squad depth, if they have it. When those games come quick and thick and fast, there will be no hiding place. But right now, I don't even know if Ollie's using his squad because he doesn't like to bring on Van der Beek. I don't know what's going on with Sancho. It's a madness, yeah. But listen, we'll leave that part of the show, right? Because Ches, Ollie out. That's his surname, yeah. I don't know if it's his surname. Ches has changed his name to Ollie out, yeah, his surname, yeah, by default, yeah. So, do you think, because quickly, in terms of managers using their squad depth, maybe the best Chelsea? I mean, look, when you look at Man United, they've got strength and depth, but again, it's the manager.
Yeah,
Chelsea,
they've got strength and depth. They have 100%. Because when you look at their bench, as you said, like Sancho, Cavani, Van der Beek. Do you know what I mean? Like these are players that can play.
Yeah, and all players that can play football properly. They're all players that can play with the ball at the feet. They can pass quickly. They can pass accurately. They can hold on to the ball. Just take Man City for an example. Man City, they would have possession for 5 minutes. We would get the ball and have possession for 5 seconds because we've got the wrong player on the pitch.
That's it, exactly. But for me, all right, cool. These players are not keeping hold of the ball. Play to their strengths. You've got Rashford. You've got the likes of Martial. You've got Sancho. You can counter. I know, but what I'm trying to say is, you could then try. You guys don't keep the ball. Ollie doesn't know how to keep the ball.
No, so this is the problem. So Ollie will always talk about a style of, not even a style of play, the Manchester United way, the Manchester United DNA. Okay, we've never seen it in the 3 years he's been there. So he doesn't understand what it is. When I have the conversation with anybody or I'll watch pundits speak, okay, they claim that we're this a counter-attacking side. That's the only thing that they could maybe put us down to be. But we're not even counter-attacking. When you look at the team that we put out against Man City, we had 8 defensive players. Well, 9 really defensive players. There's no such thing as a counter-attack. You're playing a 36-year-old Ronaldo who's amazing, but he's not a counter-attacking player. He wants to stand in their box. Rashford and you're relying on Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw to get up the pitch quickly and with any kind of quality. We have nothing. It's almost like turning up to go swimming fully dressed because you don't want to get wet.
That's with your suit on and tie. Yeah, literally, it is.
Yeah, but you're still going to get wet.
Do you know what?
My man is not holding back on Manu at all, bro.
That's interesting that you said that you guys had 8 defensive players, right? It was as if like you were already defeated before the game because you're at home at Old Trafford. The crowd are behind you. The crowd are up for it. Why don't you give them a go? But
no, because Ollie had a chat with Phelan. He had a chat with Carrick before the game. They all went for dinner and they said, let's try and lose 2-0. That's what they said. Let's not try and lose 5-0 like we did to Liverpool. Let's lose 2-0, even though it's the worst performance.
To be honest, it could have been.
With Liverpool, at least, if you watch the highlights, you will see us have chances that we missed. At least. You watch the highlights of the Man City games, embarrassing. You rewatch games, embarrassing.
I mean, some people are actually saying that the game against Man City, because it's a derby, it was worse than the Liverpool game.
Way worse, yeah.
It was.
It's like in the Liverpool game, 5-0, and them guys will say, you know what, I feel sorry for these guys. We've got to just take our foot off the gas. Yeah. Now, Man City, it's almost like they just came down, and I was watching a YouTube podcast the other day, and it said it was like playing against 11 cones. Red and white cones, yeah, red and white. Let me just read you. I'm going to read you the stats from that game, yeah. Oh my God, you're at home, Manchester derby, Ches, Ollie out, yeah, Manchester derby. Let me show you the stats here. Shots. Man United 5. Man City 16. On target 1 for Man United. On target 5 for Man City. Possession 32% to 68% possession. 400 passes to Man City's 832 passes. Pass accuracy 81%, 91%. I say no more, mate.
Let me give you even more damning stat. Okay, Manchester United 4 substitutions because we had a concussion substitution. Manchester City 0 substitutions.
Yeah,
and they're not so much fitter on the pitch.
City could have taken a player off without bringing another player on. They could have done that in that game.
You're absolutely right. What's this? Gay filtered. Somebody's what's the name of the thing? I don't know if we can get some.
Ollie's a
remove
fraud.
this.
I've got Ollie.
Gay Filton. I don't know who Gay Filton is,
And
but it's obviously somebody spamming the chat. So
Yeah,
I'm
try and
not
get
even
them out.
I'm not even thinking. So yeah, I'll get somebody
Big
to sort
D
that
wrote
out.
something. Big D
Yeah, let
wrote
me
that
go.
Ollie
Let me
was a
go
fraud.
here.
Yeah.
he's a fraud, yeah.
Yeah. Ollie is a fraud. Watch we moments of FC5's football. Okay.
Yeah.
Whilst you just talk amongst yourself, yeah, right, and just discuss the Ollie situation. While I'll just get my mod guy to sort this out. Yeah.
But let me ask you
Yeah,
guys a
that's
question.
fine.
Are you guys surprised that Ollie hasn't been sacked?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the way modern football is, 100%. Basically,
He's
based
seen-
on that, 100%.
He's
See,
had
I'm
enough time to sort out a
I'm
lot of
surprised as well. But when I actually think about the way that we run and the things that we do, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Even stuff like how long it took us to get Sancho, and how long it took us to get Varane, and the fact that we got Ronaldo last minute, because we never planned.
Yeah.
There's never a plan. Ronaldo was not a plan. Okay, we had no real plan to buy Sancho in 2020. Okay, we had no plan to replace Oli. A club of Manchester United's size, even if we had Pep or Klopp, we should always have a plan B. There should always be a contingency plan. Okay, like for instance, if we need to sack our manager because of a terrible run of form, the worst run of form that my generation has ever seen, okay, then we're going to have this person standing here as an interim manager. Not we're going to try and wait until the end of the season, but then we're going to try and get Brendan Rodgers. Like it's just insulting to us fans.
Yeah, look, for me, the just everything from the top, to the players is just woeful right now. Ed Woodward's leaving at the end of the season, right?
But he's been offered a consultancy job.
Well, he's now
Right.
he's now taking up a consultancy role. So he ain't going nowhere.
Feeling he doesn't know. Right. So I have a feeling it's his last season as chairman or whatever at United. I have a feeling that he doesn't want his last act to be sacking Ollie. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what he's going to be remembered for. But then again, when he leaves at the end of the season, doesn't sack Ollie.
He's remembered for not sacking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as his last act. That's what he's remembered for not doing it. Not for doing it, for not doing it. Because that's worse than doing it. Much worse. That shows someone who's got no backbone. Okay, someone who's got no balls. He's got no football brain. Okay, he's only thinking about himself. He's only thinking about finances, and he's only thinking about the image and how it makes him look, how it makes the club look. Okay, if you were just ruthless and you said this is not working, leave. There will be some fans that be like, "Wow, we need that sort of mentality around." You know what I mean? Like, stay another year. Not me, but that's what we need. We need ruthlessness. And you'll be respected. You go out being ruthless, you'll be respected. Thanks. You've been trashed for how many years, but thanks for making your last decision.
Yeah, they're just not acting right now. They're just not acting like a big club at all. So I just went. Jason Peter, welcome to the chat, man. Ollie went into the game with one goal, not to get embarrassed. Absolutely. Yeah. Exactly. Absolutely.
And he thought 2-0 was not embarrassing. That's what he
And for me, when you look at their defending, that was worse than schoolboy. I mean, Luke Shaw, especially for that second goal.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the worst defending that I've seen in Premier League years for a long time.
Yeah.
Like literally.
But the English bias will blame David De Gea. He should have done better, but he was not expecting his.
No, he was not expecting
that ball.
Exactly. And when you look at that, Luke Shaw didn't even press. So Bernardo Silva had the ball initially at the edge of the box before he spread it out wide to Cancelo. Already, Shaw should have pressed on him. Bernardo Silva shouldn't have been given the opportunity to even square that ball over to Cancelo for then Cancelo to then drill it back post, back to Bernardo Silva. That for me is really, really bad defending. And it just shows, I just don't feel that the United players really care. They're not busting that gut, to get that extra 5 yards.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 players in our team, okay, that I would say are 2 yards off the pace. You've got Maguire, you've got Luke Shaw, you've got McTominay, who is forever being picked. These players, when the opposition has the ball and they're in a dangerous attacking area, I analyze the way they play. They do a bunny hop before they run. it's almost as if they do a little hop to psych themselves up, say, I've got to run now. So there's a little hop, and then by that time, it's too late. And this is what happens. I think if we get a manager in that can really analyze the way that these players are moving and they're behaving and their characteristics, we'll cut that out. First of all, I wouldn't play. We've got Tellez, okay, who's just sitting there on the bench doing nothing, okay, with a great reputation. I think on his day and on Luke Shaw's day, I'd still stick with Luke Shaw. But right now, he'd be out of my team, Luke Shaw.
Try him out. Exactly.
And then when not in the team, so he would be one straight out with a bunny hop. And also, if Varane was fit, Maguire would be out of my team, and that would also give me the opportunity to take the captaincy off him and give it to someone else. So we've got three players I'll take out.
And for me, what is just alarming is the fact that Antonio Conte was free, and you had the opportunity, to win him over, because Conte, trust me, under that United squad would have really strengthened you guys, and you guys would have been challenging. And on top of that, he would have brought class back into the team. Do you know what I mean? Like, you would have had a structure. You would have had an identity back, and the fact that you guys, allowed that opportunity to pass, crazy.
There we go. Harry Maguire's been the worst player in the Premier League this season, and he's not being called out because he's English.
English bias, exactly. I just said that. Him and Luke Shaw, both of them.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely agree with it. Listen, there is. I mean, we're talking about defenders here, Ches, and you've got one that has been like the forgotten man. Maybe try Phil Jones.
That's so funny. That is so funny. I would.
Sorry, cut out. I didn't hear you. Just cut out. Did you say Bailey?
Oh, you didn't hear me. You want me to spell it for you?
I would just.
But you know what? To be honest with you, if Ollie dropped Maguire for Jones, I'd respect the balls. So I'd respect the fact that he tried to do it. He tried to make it.
I think you guys should go for back six. Do a back six. Phil Jones, Bailey, Lindelof, and Maguire.
Between Bailey and Jones, there'd be about 10 penalties in one game, just between those two.
Just this other chat here. Man U board couldn't handle Conte. Now, this whole situation with your manager, and the fact that it was said that that the manager, like Conte, for argument's sake, was not the right profile.
No. For me, it was Conte's not a long-term fix. No. Trust me. Yeah. Short term, 18 months, I guarantee Conte would have turned things around. And I think that, look at his contract with Spurs. It's only 18 months as well. He's getting paid £12 million a year. Only Pep Guardiola is getting paid, and I think Klopp is getting paid more than him. Out of all the managers as well. All you need is 18 months with Conte, and I'm telling you, he will turn that team around 100%. Yeah. You wouldn't have to deal with him after 2 years. You probably would have won something if Conte had taken charge.
Except for Man City and Liverpool, that's pretty much how football is nowadays anyway. You can't expect to have a manager around for too long, especially for 3 years without winning anything. Yeah. So I'm happy with taking Conte, and that was right. Man United's board can't handle Conte. Conte will expose them. Mourinho tried to expose them, and they sacked him straight away. Okay. Conte will expose.
Sorry to cut you. What do you think the long-term solution to United's problems are? Because do you think the board have been there for too long?
We need to sell. The club needs to be sold. That's it. The club needs to be sold. We need new owners. We need either owners that are just super rich, where they don't need to care about football, or owners that are invested in football. That will put the right people in the right places, appoint the right people on the right board. We need a real director of football. We had this restructure of our club last year that just moved people around in positions. We just created this director of football role, and we gave it to this guy called Murta, who's just been in the club, who's Ed Woodward's right-hand man anyway. We put Darren Fletcher. It's all, you may have heard the same.
It's all, that's what I'm sort of saying.
It's job to the point. It's like me taking over a club and saying, guys, you're coming with me. I don't care. You haven't got the CV, but you're coming with me. Normski, train the team ready to play on Sunday against City. Please do it.
It seems very similar to Arsenal setup.
Yeah, well, Jason just made that picture. Yeah, he said that Man United and Arsenal are obsessed with finding.
I don't want a long-term manager. Yeah. Honestly, Chelsea's model is perfect. It's just they've got owners that like to win. They want to win, and no matter Abramovich and Lampard, from what I've heard, are good friends. They get on. Yeah.
But
And
when
when
it comes to business on the pitch,
go. Yeah, go.
Yeah.
You know, there's no. But the thing is, what's happened now with Ollie, for instance, Ollie was a club hero. I wouldn't see. People may ridicule me for this, but I personally wouldn't have given Ollie a legend status anyway. I think he's a hero. What he done to help us win the treble was heroic. Okay, he was a bench player. He was a super sub.
that came on and did the business.
But he's gone now from hero very close to becoming a villain because people are there's a plan. There's plans, protest plans to go against the Glazers at Old Trafford because they've not sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He is becoming a villain. My son, okay, he's 7 years old. He's just got really into football. He obviously supports Manchester United. Okay, the two games he's watched, Liverpool and Man City, and he doesn't like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He doesn't know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for anything other than the two games, City and Liverpool. That's what he knows him for. Yeah. So he's a villain.
That's going to stay imprinted on him.
That's Ole now.
Yeah,
and that's not his fault. It's not his fault. I can't blame him for not walking away. I wouldn't walk away because he's owed £10 million if he gets fired. Okay, I wouldn't walk away, but I wouldn't be surprised if a part of him wants to get fired. They're like, please just put me out of my misery.
But that's what I'm saying. Can Ollie not just say, like, if the club really means so much to you, right? You know it's in disarray. You know the results aren't going your way, and you know you're out of your depth. Would you not just go to the board and just be like, guys, look, I've done what I can. I think it's best that someone else takes over now.
Let me. Sorry, I know I'm going on. I'm really passionate about it.
No, you're right. Listen, it's Man United therapy, so we're here to keep
thank you. This is how bad it. This is how bad it is for me, David. The point you just made, I had to work out why is Ollie not just walked away. Yeah. So yesterday I googled Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's net worth. Yeah, and all of the results I was finding was 2 million. 2 million. I was thinking, surely he's worth more than this. So now I'm thinking, if they would pay him out, maybe that was just his contract, but I couldn't find anything else. So if they are due to pay him out about £10 million, he can't walk away. He's got, this was his job. And to be honest, I can't imagine any other club appointing him as a manager anywhere. I can't see it. When you show, there's certain characteristics that he's shown managing Manchester United, which is favoritism, ruining careers. Okay, there was this assumption that he was a great manager, which is clearly not the case because you've got Donny Van.
Sorry, guys, but the way he's treated Van der Beek and Sancho
is ridiculous. Not just them. There's other players as well that kind of goes under the radar. The way he treated Bailey, like he made Bailey sign a new contract. Bailey could have gone. No fans would have been upset if he went. Like. He would have and could have been a great player if he didn't get injured so much. He was a bit calmer on the ball. Okay, so when he's ready to leave at the end of the contract, just let him leave. You clearly promised him game time. Jesse Lingard, he may be running down his contract, okay, but he was promised something to stay at Manchester United this season. He was promised some sort of game time, and clearly he has got something to offer. He has, but he doesn't get used. All of these careers are getting ruined. Bad man management.
Sorry to cut you. Just going back again to this point here, because why should he walk away? The board need to do the right thing. What is it? What's going on with the board? Why is it that they're not making this decision to get rid of him?
They're unprepared. They don't want another interim. They don't want to do what they've done already with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But they have to. They have to go. They have to just get anybody except for Fletcher Carrick-Phelan to be an interim manager. Okay, and then they can go. I don't care. As long as Ollie is not here for the rest of the season, next year, I know it sounds crazy for me to say it, we're only in November, but next season we need a proper manager, even for 2 years. Conte would have been perfect 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he would have.
Would have been perfect. Yeah, but we're just scared to do it.
So, Ches, do you think that that after the international break, that Ollie will still be managing Man United?
My heart wants to say no. My brain wants to say.
Haven't you guys got Chelsea next?
Basically, I just don't trust us.
We've got Watford next, and then Chelsea.
We got Watford. I think he'll be there against Watford.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen. Are you playing out? You got Watford at home?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, we do.
Right, so
honestly, I can.
You know what's going to happen, innit?
I think Watford are doing well at the moment. I think we could lose to Watford. Well, I mean, they've started to show a bit and especially the way Ollie is, he's not going to change his team. He's still going to play McTominay and Fred in the midfield. He's still going to play Maguire. He's still going to play Shaw. These players are not going to miraculous. No, Shaw's injured. Sorry. Yeah. So we've also had Pogba now out for 8 weeks, even though he still was suspended. Maguire, he might as well be injured. Varane's still injured.
Yeah.
So unless he's just gonna turn around and say, do you know what? I have faith in you, Donny van der Beek. This was always my plan, which he's a liar. He probably will say that because he clearly lies to these players to get them to stay around. Unless he starts Van der Beek and drops on a McTominay and Fred. Unless he starts Sancho. But remember, if he starts all of these players are coming in rusty. He's ruined their careers in the point where they're not even out right now on international duty. They're not out on international duty. Martial, where is he? Who is Martial?
Yeah.
Like, I see posts on Instagram him away with his family, and that's
the only Antonio you got is Martial. Listen, guys. No, for real. Like, just going back to the situation with Ollie. Now, Fabrizio Romano has come out basically and said that 3 days. He tweeted this out today. 3 days after the Derby defeat, there's still no contacts between Manchester United board and other managers. No talks. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still supported by the main part of the board members. Joe Glazer, the only one who can change the situation, but there's still no signal.
The only thing I can say is that we had every time there's an international break, we have a friendly. We always have a friendly scheduled for the people who stay behind, and we had a friendly scheduled for Thursday, and they cancelled it because they've sent everybody away on holiday. LVG, when he got fired, they sent him away on holiday. They said, go away on holiday, take a break, and then they fired him whilst he was away. He had just won the FA Cup.
Right.
And they still done that. And also, usually our club does put out statements pretty quickly. So by now, they would have said we're back in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There's only journalists who are coming out right now saying the club are back in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And they're only saying that because they've heard no different. So, like I say, that's my heart. But my brain is saying he's going to be there smiling on the touchline, looking at his iPad against Watford. That's
I think Ollie stays until it's mathematically impossible to qualify for the Champions League.
Ridiculous.
Martial should have been should have got rid of a long time.
Agree.
Mr. Grumpy, that's what he's called.
I feel like if you're not going to play him,
Robert's agreeing with Big D. He's agreeing with that statement about until it's mathematically impossible for them to qualify for Champions League. Now I know what's going to happen. Yeah. Ronaldo's going to go and score an hat-trick against Watford. He's going to do his right, and the bus rolls on. Ollie at the wheel rolls on again.
I don't think so. I think now I actually think the club do want to get rid of Ollie. I just feel like they're just not planned for it. They have no replacements. I feel like they want to get rid of him.
Some of the managers that you've got like linked up, Brendan Rodgers, Zinedine Zidane, Eric Ten Hag, Ralph Ragnick from RB Leipzig, ex-RB Leipzig. He looks like he's waiting in the wings. But as you said, Jez, is it that at the moment, the way the board is acting, they're just not prepared at the moment, and they just don't know.
They're not prepared. Also, not just that. Zidane's available. Zidane won't come. It's that simple.
No chance.
Zidane won't come. Why would he come? It's embarrassing. Like, he won't come. He won't want to work for the Glazers. He won't want to come to a club that's not ready to go and win. So he's not going to come. Brendan Rodgers is at Leicester. He's not just going to jump ship. Okay. And to be fair, Ten Hag's, where is he? At Ajax.
Yeah.
Ajax.
Ten Hag's at Ajax. Ajax are not going to let him go. The only way we can get him is if we throw a lot of money at Ajax, and Man United's not going to do that. So this is the thing.
Brendan might be. Do you think Brendan might take the Man U job? Do you think?
Apparently, the rumours were that it was verbally agreed, but he wants to wait till the end of the season. I think if we're going to wait till the end of the season, don't go for Brendan Rodgers. He's an ex-Liverpool manager, for one. And two, he actually hasn't won anything. I know it was down to that Gerrard slip while they didn't win the league, but he hasn't won anything.
Dave,
he won the FA Cup.
Dave, you forgot to tell Kof about the smudge on his shirt.
Oh, sorry, won the FA Cup with Leicester.
David,
Leicester, yeah.
come on, mate.
Yeah.
That's it.
Honestly, what is that?
Listen. We got 10 minutes left because I've got another thing to go to. So look, listen. All I can say, Ches. Yeah, you know, you sent that voice note via Dave. I listened to it passionately, and I said, you know what, I've got to get Ches on the show to just spill his heart and that. But
when Ollie's gone, I'll be back on here with my Man United shirt on. Put it that way.
I look forward to that. I look forward to that next season. Listen, we are coming down to the end of the show, and as I said, the title is well. I didn't see that coming. Now, the reason why I say that, we're going to leave Arsenal till last, yeah, and well, I didn't see that coming. I didn't expect. If somebody told me at the start of the season, with our start, that we would be in 5th place, 2 points off of top 4, above Man United with probably the most expensive players, I would have bitten your hand off. Yeah, Dave, I know you're biting your bottom lip. You don't like it, yeah. And I'm not getting happy. Just listen to what I'm saying. Let's get it in context. Let's get it in context. What I'm saying, for the start that we've had, yeah, would you have thought that we would have been sitting in 5th place, 2 points off a Champions League? Would you say that is progress for Arsenal?
Norms. Honestly, what with
I'm
Arsenal's
asking you,
situation,
progress, brother.
I'm not biting my lip. No. I just want to make it clear that Arsenal, right? They're not irritating. Like, Arsenal haven't challenged for many a years for the title, right? I'm being brutally honest with you right now. You know, for me, Arsenal's not relevant. However, I've seen the way that you guys are playing. No, it's true. I still believe it's going to be either Chelsea, City, or Liverpool who win the league. Like, honestly. But what I'm trying to say is,
bro, listen, I'm quite realistic. I know we ain't going to win the league.
No. Like, when teams like Liverpool, all right, okay, when teams like Liverpool drop points, I'm like, yeah, like, good. Or Man City, do you know what I mean? But when I see Arsenal win, cool. I don't react in any way. Trust me, I ain't got no problems with Arsenal. I think you guys are, up and ready. You're coming up and stuff like that. But it's still a long way to go, in it. Still a long way to go.
Yeah, and all I'm saying, I'm just putting it in context. I didn't say, listen, if we get top 6, possibly win a trophy, I would say that's progress.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Given the team that we've got, possibly the youngest team in the Premier League. I've seen improvement. Our goalkeeper, our back 4. The last 5-6 games, I think we've conceded, 2 or 3 goals. So there's improvement. Yeah, that might change come the 20th of November when we go to visit Kofi's team. But listen.
You never know. Arsenal could put up a good fight.
We've got nothing to lose. We've got nothing to lose. It's going to be a free hit. We're going to come to your ground. We're 2 points behind you.
I don't like talks like that. Like, come on. You are, as you say, you're the Arsenal, top 6 team, only team to beat the Invincibles. I don't like that whole, yeah, we're just going to see how it goes, going to Anfield during good form. We haven't lost in 7. Like, don't lower expectations, Norms. No, you should be going, if you want top 6, you should be saying, let's go to Anfield and get a result. Not saying, we'll just see what happens, No, I don't like that. I think you guys need to have. I'm sure your players are going into that game trying to get results.
The only reason why I say that, Dave, is because of the manager. The manager that we've got is an inexperienced manager, and I've always said this when I've done my streams or whatever. I've said Arsenal are consistently inconsistent. Yeah. So the last 10 games we've gone unbeaten. There's consistency there, but the problem is you need to see this over a 38-game period. Yes, you're going to have games where you lose, but some of the games that we played, like the start of the season, there was mitigating circumstances with, most of our players missing for the first game against Brentford. Then we obviously played you at home. You had Lukaku not playing with his Timberlands, doing the business. And then we have to face Man City. Yeah. So I'm just saying, we've got a young team. We've got an inexperienced manager. I suppose a question I'll put to you: if say we had we had a Klopp or a Tuchel, where do you think that our side would be with the players that we've got? Where do you think we would be in the league under those managers with the side that we've currently got?
I would say with the side you've got, you'd be looking at a Champions League spot. I mean, with a great manager, you'd be looking at a Champions League spot.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got great young talent. You got Smith Rowe, you got Saka, you got Aubameyang can still, although he missed penalties, he can still score goals. Your goalkeeper, the goalkeeper you lot purchased, he's really pushing. Ramsdale. So Ramsdale is looking like he's up for a fight. So I reckon easily a Champions League spot with room to improve.
Yeah. I think this whole process that Arsenal are talking about is the fact that we've got a young side, and together they're going to progress together, but they're all going to progress at different stages. So it's not like they're all going to come together in one swoop. I mean, when you look back on the old Man United side, when I can't remember, I think it was Alan Hansen said that you never win the league with a bunch of young players or whatever. Well, look what they did. Do you know what I'm saying? But I just feel that the league back then is really Man United and Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Fighting for honours. Now you've got more teams, 6, 7, 8 teams that you've got to fight for, and they've all spent money. They've all got owners that like to spend, and literally they've caught up with Man United, the likes of Man United, the likes of Arsenal. I think the two clubs, Man United and Arsenal, were kind of in the same boat with our managers. Yeah, with that. Ollie's obviously got more experience, yeah, but it's that whole situation. I think the fan base is split when it comes to Arteta, and I'm assuming it's also the same for Ollie. The fan base is split. You don't think so?
I think it's more one-sided.
You think that? You think?
You're
starting to see a swing now. You're starting to see a swing.
Even now, ex-players, ex-teammates, Rio Ferdinand, even you listen to, I know a lot of people are not Neville and Keane at the moment, but Neville made a statement saying that they won't get rid of Ollie this season unless things are getting really bad. And then he said, and things are getting really bad. So that's him basically saying he can
Ollie out.
And Keane saying if Ollie walked in here now, I'd shake him and say, why are you playing Fred in the midfield? These players are all coming out now. It's definitely
Rio said it as well. Rio went on Twitter saying,
and the baton over. So
and I suppose at the end of the day, when they start coming out now, because they were backing him, and what you said, Ches, when LGB got sent away for holiday, came back and bang.
So what did he say? LGB?
He didn't come back.
They sent him away on holiday. They've sent Ollie away now. He's in Norway. He went with his family. And this is the thing. Yeah, his kid goes to school. They pulled his kid out of school and they've gone to Norway. So I can't see them. But
they may possibly got somebody lined up. Then they may possibly got someone lined up. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But hopefully,
as Fabrizio Romano said, though, they haven't had no contact with anybody else. So it's just weird. It's just.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's very much up in the air. Don't know. Don't know. But listen, guys, I would love to chat all day. But as I said, well, I didn't see it coming. I didn't see the fact that Ollie will still be at the wheel. Burnley drawing at Stamford Bridge, and Liverpool getting their butts slapped at West Ham.
It's over.
First 2 points off the top 4, 49 undefeated. That one is at Kofi.
Well, look, I think the way modern day football was played down, no one's ever going to be go a season unbeaten. It's just not going to happen now.
It's a tough thing, isn't it? It's a tough thing.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, we're the only ones to hold the Gold Cup, so let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, how many games did you draw? How many games did you draw in that season?
I don't care about drawing. The point is we went
did you run?
Yeah, we'll give it all right, mate. But listen, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, Ches, for coming on, pouring out your heart. Next time we'll get your chaise lounge so you can lie up on your back and we can really talk to you. Really thanks for coming on. Listen, when Ollie does get sacked, mate, I want you back on the show, man. Wearing that Man United shirt. I'll probably even get Big D on as well. He's a big Man United fan. We'll probably get you on for a party.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. If things happen.
Get some disco lights.
Yes, get some disco lights going. Pop the champagne. Yeah, it's all good out here, mate. But listen, guys, thank you so much for coming on, Dave. Appreciate it, mate. It's probably about, I don't know what time it is out there, probably about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
So, yeah.
10:30. Thank you for coming on. Guys in the chat, want to thank you for coming on, sharing your thoughts and putting in, the comments in there. It's been live. Please like, subscribe and share. And I want to see you guys on the next What's Going On podcast. Listen, I'm out. Ollie in.
So, hey guys.
Take care, boys. Take it easy.
Take care.
Take care, guys.